YouTube.
Oh,
So, welcome everybody. This is Monica Dubay, and I'm interviewing Shaun Stone today because when I found out what she did, I found out that I really needed to know about it. Um, Turns out we both share a musical past, and so we just found that out, and it's always exciting. I talk to a lot of entrepreneurs. I help a lot of women, especially um, work with their mindset and free their mind from where they're holding themselves back and help them really create powerful lives. So I wanted to introduce Shaun because she's obviously a powerful woman and she's got a lot going on. So Shaun, tell me about yourself and your business.
thank you for having me on, Monica. You're very inspiring, and so I'm happy to share this moment with you. I'm Shaun Stone, and I was born back in, no, I'm kidding. Uh, Basically, I'm a creative artist, a creative person who has a passion for supporting small business America because I am a small business owner as well. And I just try to leave things better than I find them and share information if I think it can benefit someone or empower them. So, in a nutshell, that's me. And I'm a life learner and a world traveler. Yeah.
That's so great. So you've been a singer and give me the rundown. What else have you done?
Okay, so yeah, so I've well, let's see. I used to sing in a couple of bands. I used to open up shows with me and my keyboard, and because I'm a classically trained pianist, but
Wow.
I play different types of music on my piano or my keyboard. I love producing music. I always hear music in my head anytime I tune into it, and it's a variety of types of music that I hear. And I performed for the opening ceremonies for the Olympic Games. That was probably my most exciting performance. I was hyperventilating. I was so excited. It
Oh
was
my God.
fireworks shooting off, and I was out there doing my thing. I was like, oh my God. And it's like, "Calm down, you're on the big stage."
When was that? What year was it? You probably
It was
remember.
when it was in Atlanta, so that was many years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was fun. And
Wow, that's huge.
yeah, and so I've done acting gigs. I've done indie films, commercials. I've done the only thing I haven't done is Broadway and major feature films. But I've done a lot of theater. I've been written up in papers and things like that. So I used to know sign language. I was a sign language interpreter at my church for a few years. So I have a lot of interest. I have a lot of things I love to do. And but yeah, so that's kind of
Amazing.
like my entertainment background.
Oh, it's so exciting. I love to, I mean, you're like a jack of all trades. You've done lots of multiple different things, so many talents. I get it. So, tell me a little bit about why you started this business that you have now, because I'm really curious about what you do.
Yeah, so the way I got into this was actually someone invited me to take a look at this information, and I was just looking at it in order to support the person and what they were doing in their business. Had no idea that it would be life-changing for me. I've always wanted to have time freedom, flexibility, and I didn't grow up with a silver spoon in my mouth. So I had to figure that out. And so this opportunity for one, it made sense to me because I had just gotten ripped off by a mechanic regarding my car,
Mm.
and I had no recourse. And I had a similar situation that happened with the cleaners. They totally ruined my dress, and there was nothing I could do about it. It was one of my favorite dresses. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, if I just had a lawyer. And later on I found out about this service, and so I started using it just for everyday life stuff that happens, that you may not see coming. And then what I found is that I could be proactive, be preventative, by utilizing this service, which is access to top rated law firms. And then there's a small business component to it as well that's specifically designed for small business owners, which I found really beneficial when you're dealing with things like contracts, or you want to get copyrights, or maybe you need debt collection letters sent out or a whole array of, or maybe you just need advice, right? Like I even was able to speak with them when I was setting up my company. It's what type of entity business filing should I get? An LLC, a sole proprietor, things like that. So they talked me through it. And then one of the major things that happened is I became power of attorney for my aunt who has the beginning stages of dementia. She was forgetting to pay her bills, her lights were cut off, they weren't picking up the trash. So I knew needed to step in. Had no idea what to do because my mother, who's older, is doing totally fine and is independent. So I was able to call the law firm. They walked me right through it. I'm power of attorney, and everything in her life is in order now. So it helps to
Wow,
relieve stress to have that kind of access. Yeah. So,
absolutely.
yeah, so that's how I got in it. And I thought I should get the word out more because I know it's beneficial just to let people know whether they access it or not that this type of service is available. And it starts at, like a dollar or two a day, and you can have access to an entire law firm, not just an attorney. So that was amazing to me. And I just thought people should know about that. Hmm.
That's incredible. Now, I love that you found this niche of something because it was something you needed and you found that it works for lots of other people. Is this your primary source of income now or?
So this is what I do primarily, and there are
Mhm.
a team of us, amazing, amazing entrepreneurs. So I'm so
Wow.
glad that I get to work with a great group of people. But
Mhm.
this is what I do primarily. But I do have a nonprofit organization as well, where I work with youth to work on building their self-esteem, self-confidence, self-worth, that type of thing. And I've done a little bit of real estate investing a little bit, but this is what I do primarily.
That's
Yeah.
so incredible. Tell me a little bit more about why you care about it so much. Like what made you go, yeah, I have to do this.
So first it started with the family plan. Now, without going too deep, I have three brothers. One of them has since passed, but they've all been racially profiled,
Wow.
and and many of my friends as well. And
Mhm.
in that situation, one of the things with our service is that we have a phone app. So for families to have peace of mind, actually, with the phone app, they can actually tap the app and get an attorney on the phone, even if it's an emergency situation in the middle of the night. They'll
Oh
have
my,
an attorney that they have access to.
that's
So I
amazing.
thought, yeah, yeah. And our founder, who's just a great human being, he really was. He used to be a school teacher. He was a part-time insurance salesman. He had a car accident. It wasn't his fault, but the lady that hit him sued him. And he
Mm.
was looking for legal representation because he just had, wasn't making much money in a little small town in Oklahoma. And he was trying to find someone to, or some legal resources. Couldn't find anything, but found out in Europe they had legal plans and they had been around for over 100 years.
Oh my
So he
goodness.
took that concept and he started it here. He had to go state by state because every state has different laws and it has to be approved, through the insurance commissioners and all of that. But we finally got in all 50 states and all provinces in Canada. Yeah. And
Wow.
so when there was a situation with a guy, and I don't want to mess up his name, it's in the back of my head, Louima Abner, I believe, in New York, who had just a horrible experience, incident. And, and from that, the founder got the idea to add this 24-hour emergency access to it. And it's
Wow.
not just for that situation, but if you're in a serious car accident, call 911 first, call your
Mhm.
attorney second. So
Mhm.
it's for any type of emergency situation, you have that 24-hour access.
And it
So
sounds like
that really got attention. Uh-huh.
it sounds, tell me a bit about, I mean, it sounds like the cost isn't that high
Yeah,
considering
so
the support you
yeah,
get.
yeah, that's great. So the family plan starts at about $30 a month, and it protects you, your spouse, and all of your children up to the age of 26.
That's
And
amazing.
it is, it is. And so we have four, our other service is identity theft protection. We have a very comprehensive identity theft protection plan.
Wow.
because most people think identity theft is, they hack your bank account or your credit card, not knowing that they steal your driver's license, your social security, your retirement accounts get hacked, and
Yeah.
all sorts of things. So that is the second service that we include as well, that's offered for about the same fee. And then we
Mhm.
have small business plans. So the most expensive plan is 169 bucks a month. So for
Mhm.
a business owner, that's nothing. When you charge, when attorneys normally charge, two, three, $400 an hour, and for
Yeah.
169 bucks a month or less, we have a $99 plan, a $49 plan. Or if you have a business based out of your home and you only hire maybe your children or your spouse or something,
Mhm.
that plan starts at 15 bucks a month in addition with
Wow.
the family plan. So it's very affordable. And you can also upscale, start with one plan. And then if you want to upgrade higher, or if you don't see you need as much of the services, you can downgrade to a lower plan. So they're flexible like that as well. But it's
That's
great.
so cool. It's so great to know what it all covers because you would think, oh, they probably don't cover certain things, but it sounds like they're very comprehensive.
Yeah, so it kind of falls in categories about how the services work. So both with the family plan and the business plan, you get basically advice and consultation on an unlimited number of matters.
Hmm.
So if you need to call the law firm 3 or 4 times in a day, it's totally fine. You don't have to worry about getting a bill in the mail.
Wow.
And so if there wasn't anything else but just that, it would be worth it. And then with the family plan, here's something huge that our members love, estate planning. We do your will, living will, healthcare, and financial power of attorney at no charge. And as long as you're a member, you can keep it updated.
Oh
And
my.
so, wills and so forth are, $500 to $1,000 just to get those documents. But it's complimentary, free for all of our members.
Right.
Yeah. Now, I normally offer this as an employee benefit to companies, which is great also because
Oh,
employees, a lot of times when they call in sick, it's because we don't have legal days. We don't have, I had an issue with a contractor day, or I got a moving traffic violation day, so people use their sick time sometimes, but they're dealing with legal situations or an identity theft breach that they're dealing with. So
mhm.
for companies, it's great because if the company offers it, they have the option to have an amendment so that the employees can't use it against them. But
Mhm.
also they can offer it where they pay it for the employees, or they can let the employees self-pay, or it could be a payroll deduction. And so it's really no cost to the company, but they're providing a great service to their employees. And then the employees can call their attorney, have the attorneys work on their matters so they can focus on their jobs when they're at work.
Gosh, it's
Hmm.
so great. I
Yeah,
didn't even realize it was, I thought it was for small business only, but it's for employees as well. So it sounds
yeah,
incredible. How do you,
yeah.
how long you been doing it?
For about the past about 3 years, about three
3 years?
years, I
Okay.
work with a lot of schools, school districts, but
Really?
also local offices, banks, municipalities as well. Hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and um, 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 a lot of different types of companies. And there are a lot of large corporations that offer this service as an employee benefit, all the
Really?
way to mom and pop shops. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then, but for small business America, I think we need to get the word out. And of course, small business can be, you know, I mean, it could be a large business, but you know what I mean? Because small business is not only like 2 or 3 or 5 employees. It could be
Right.
20 employees, it could be 100, 500 employees,
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, but the service is great. Yeah, and you can have multiple users. So if you have a business partner, you and your partner can both access the plan for your business.
So
Uh-huh.
great.
And there's a law firm in every state. So if you have a location in multiple states, your business can still be covered. Or
Mhm.
if you're just here but you're dealing with a third party in another state that you have a legal matter with, we have a law firm in that state that knows the laws and so forth in that state.
Right.
As well as every province in Canada as well is covered.
Oh, seriously? That's amazing.
Mhm. Yes. Yes.
Wow.
So that's
Well, I'm gonna
that's
have to look into it. How would somebody contact you if they wanted to find out more about legal aid? It's called Legal Aid? No, Legal
No,
Shield.
Legal Shield, or
Right.
Stone Legacy Group. So actually, they can just drop me a message, DM me on LinkedIn, and I'd be happy to send resources, the website. I have videos that explain everything that's included, how it works. I have documents and flyers that list out, like I'll show you. Here's one here for small businesses, and it lists out like everything that's covered in each of the plans
Mhm.
and the cost, the benefits, and we also have a business supplement plan, which is like business consultations for a business owner because there may be some things that they just don't know
Mhm.
that are not legal that they need advice or information about. So we help them with those matters as well.
That's so
Yeah,
great. I
yeah,
really love it. I love that you're doing something so valuable and so needed. It
yeah.
must feel sort of gratifying to you and fulfilling in your life.
It really is, especially when I hear the testimonies from members and they tell me how they've used the service and, how it got them out of a situation or it prevented a situation or, they felt like they had legal muscle finally, when
Yeah.
they didn't have it before,
Yeah.
or they were able to protect their assets,
Yeah.
or protect their families even. So it's quite rewarding. Yeah.
That's so great. Now, do you have a family too?
No, I don't have any children. I am married,
Okay.
and but I have grandkids. My husband has children,
Ah.
and they have children. So actually, I saw them last night. They're just cute as they can be. And you know what? When they come over to see, they call me Miss Shawn. When they come over to see Miss Shawn, they always want to play hide and go seek. So we always have to do that when they come over. They
That's
know
so
I'm a big kid, so.
what part of the country do you live in?
I'm in Atlanta, Georgia.
We're in Atlanta. Okay,
Yeah,
great. We're not
yes.
too
Where are
far
you
away.
located?
I'm in
Where?
Orlando. I could come and visit you. I have a sister there in Atlanta, actually, and a niece. Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, reach out when you come
Okay.
down. I love to connect with you in person.
Yeah. So Shaun and I know each other from Growth Academy. So I just the fact that we're doing this live stream, it's one of the first ones we've done. It's kind of exciting because they're like learning how to do it. This is the first one I've done to actually show both people at the same time. Because last time I didn't know how to do that. And so
Well,
it was really
persistent
funny. But
pays.
that's how you learn, right? So being an entrepreneur, I mean, I want to talk a little bit about what it's like to just keep learning. Like Restream. A couple weeks ago, I was terrified to get on Restream. I'm like, what's that? Another software I got to learn and blah blah blah. And and I have some resistance to technology. I don't know why, because I used to be in the tech field, but I just having to learn and do it all yourself. Do you ever face that any of those kind of fears?
Absolutely. About Restream, that was one for me
Mm-hmm.
because I like to get the information and think it through and figure it out and then execute. But as
Yeah,
a business owner, you can't always do that. Sometimes you just have to execute and figure it out on the way, on the way, jump and
exactly.
grow on the way down.
Yeah,
So, yeah. So, once you do it, it's like it can get a little easier for that particular thing. But then when it comes to the next thing, it's like you have those feelings again.
yeah.
But the great thing about entrepreneurs a lot of times is we don't let the fear stop us. We just
Hmm.
do it in spite of the fear,
Yeah.
which is because we know we have a bigger mission or bigger purpose than the fear that we're feeling at the moment.
Yeah, I heard
Yeah.
somebody say today, it was so great because I heard her say, because she got fired from her job and then she realized it was terrifying. She was a single mom and she didn't have a job and she was pretty high up in this company for like 20 years. And then suddenly she had to
Mhm.
just reinvent herself. So what she did was she admitted what was going on for her on
Mhm.
LinkedIn and shared her story about getting fired because I got fired. She admitted to it, and then people started reaching out to her and saying, "Oh, how can I help you?" And it turned out she had a huge network of people that really cared about her, because she'd been in sales and marketing, and so it was really a great story. Because here's what she said this morning that really got me. She said, "If you're not waking up scared every day, you're not living a big enough dream." And I was like, "Oh, thank you for saying that." I'm on
You're right.
staff, I wake up terrified, like, "How do I do this? How am I gonna get the next client in the door?" And I'm constantly putting out video and doing what I'm here to do, but there's that sense of, like, "What next?" How do I keep this going? Do you ever experience
Yeah.
anything like that resistance?
Yeah, so for me, I am always plugged into something where I'm learning,
Mhm.
because I always feel like there's something more to know, especially when it comes to technology, because it's always changing. And so I think because I am a learner, a life learner, I'm always learning about something, whether it's a recipe or a better way to garden, which is another one of my passions, gardening.
Oh,
But this whole virtual world, like I just started since the pandemic. I was not on LinkedIn or Facebook or anything, like maybe once or twice a month. Now YouTube was my university. That's where I would go to learn stuff. But
okay.
other than that, I wasn't. And I had certain perceptions about it.
Mhm.
But now that I'm on, I've connected with such great people. It's like amazing, people like yourself.
Yeah.
And so as long as I'm learning and I'm able to share, with others and provide valuable content, it's like the fear doesn't really shut me down. But and then also plugging into people who can coach me or give me some direction. I think that is so important than trying to figure it out by ourselves,
Oh,
because sometimes people, a step or two ahead of us can see what we can't, and they can kind of help steer and guide us, which actually happened for me this morning because I was like, I need advice on this before I move forward because I got a fork in the road and I'm not sure which way to go. But
mhm.
to have those people that you can reach out to is very important. And years ago, I didn't used to have that, and now I see what a difference it makes,
Right.
and how much it saves time as well.
Oh my God. I mean, really, when you think about it, like when I first started my business, I had no idea how to put a program together, how to get people to sign up for it, what my message was. All of that I
Oh,
was just like struggling with. And I floundered for a whole year. I was a massage therapist and I was coming out of doing the body work and healing
you were
and doing
massage.
a coaching business. And it was like, I really want to coach people on the mind because I've been working with thoughts and beliefs for many, like decades. And then but I needed that coach. If I didn't hire that person, I would not be where I am today. There's no way. And I'd probably be miserable because I got really tired of doing, body work with people. As much as I loved it, it's very limited and it's also very hard work physically. So yeah,
Yes, it's
we do need coaches. I mean, coaches that have already done what we want to do, get in those programs and start to really connect and have it'll save you so much money and so much time and so much aggravation if you get the support
so
you need.
true. Absolutely. I mean, it makes a 100% difference.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, that's what I do, so I feel very passionate about it. But it's also because, clients get amazing results and they don't have to waste time in what's holding them back and how stuck they are. Did
Yeah,
you ever have
yeah.
to work through anything like that where you were like holding yourself back and you didn't know why? Did you ever get that kind of support from a coach? Or were you also always doing like business coaching?
No, so I've done like a lot of different things, and I've only just got exposed to the coaching world
Hmm.
just recently, not too long ago, like in the past couple of years.
Right.
And even though I probably had coaches, but it wasn't necessarily a program, it was just people that I would ask, hey, what should I do? Or, what do you think? Now, in the business that I'm in with the legal services, I have amazing coaches. They've actually helped me to have success because they're highly successful and they're so willing to give back and share information. So they've made a big impact in my life. And it's multiple coaches from different perspectives. And so that's been very fulfilling to know that I have that kind of support, even when I was unsure of myself at times. To
Hmm.
have someone that believes in you, even when you don't have full belief in yourself about something, can make a difference. But as far as outside of that particular business, I feel so guilty. I took my ring off to clean it and I forgot to put it back on. And I,
We didn't notice.
yeah. So, but as far as the just the virtual world, now I have a coach as well, which was through our Growth Academy
Yeah,
that we is how we connected, and I've learned so
yeah,
much from there as well.
yeah,
So, yeah, so and then back in the day, I would listen to like Tony Robbins and different leaders like that as well, because I would get certain information about thinking certain ways, and
right.
Paul J. Meyer too, which a lot of people aren't as familiar with him, but he's probably like sold more programs than anybody in history.
What's his
Um,
name?
Paul J. Meyer,
Oh,
yeah, he
I've never heard
was
of.
he's a very wealthy man, and he actually wanted to buy our company from the founder,
Well,
our lead services company. And the founder said, "Well, no, I'm not really selling it, but if you want to become an associate, and offer the services, you could do that." So that's what he did. But he taught a lot of us like the millionaire, billionaire mindset, and uh,
wow,
yeah, keeping things simple. And one of the greatest things I'm going to leave with you guys is that I learned from him about listening. He said, when you listen to something, whether it's a sermon or audio tape or audiobook or, podcast or whatever, he said, don't just listen to what they're saying, listen to what inspires an aha moment for you. He
right.
said he heard a sermon at church one day and he got an idea, an inspiration from that. And when he left church, he pulled over on the side of the road and wrote down his program. And this became his biggest selling program of all. Yeah,
See,
so those
I just
aha moments
love
and inspiration.
I love that. It's you just
Yeah,
never know what's going to make you go, "Aha, I could do that," and then create
exactly.
something. It's meeting a
Yeah,
need, isn't it? It's meeting a need. Like this is why I love what you're doing because it's meeting a need that everyone has that I try not to even think about. It's like intellectual property, getting my copyrights and all that. I don't even want to think about it because it seems overwhelming to me and probably way
yeah,
too expensive. But what you're offering, like, is a need that people really have. And when you
it is.
find that you can meet someone's need and they're like desperately needing it, it's so gratifying. It's so fulfilling.
Yes, it
Yeah,
is. It is. And the good thing about it too is that lawyers can actually make it easier than it seems because they're the ones that have all of the knowledge and information.
sure.
And so you just come to them with your questions and then
Yeah,
let them advise you. And because you're getting legal counsel and not just someone's opinion, then
yeah,
you're making the right choice. You're
yeah.
moving in the right direction.
It sounds
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I'm gonna have to
Yeah.
check that out. And Shaun, I just want to really thank you for being here. Incredible conversation and very inspiring and informative. But you just have this great aura and very peaceful. And if anyone's looking for help with Legal Shield and wanting to help or get the legal services that you need, please reach out to Shaun Stone on LinkedIn. All right.
Yes, and
And
thank you for having me, Monica. I appreciated it. I
oh, it's
appreciate
been a
the time
pleasure.
with you. Yeah,
Such a pleasure.
absolutely.
You bet. Well, I'm practicing my interviewing skills and learning how to do Restream, and you got to just get in there and go for it and see how it goes.
Yeah.
That's my motto.
You look great on camera. You're beautiful. You have a beautiful spirit,
Well,
and you're really giving.
I feel good about improv. I'm a jazz clarinetist. I can improvise. I love improvising. So
Love it. Oh my
I think
God.
life is really all improv.
That is a great you should make like a Canva flyer and have that quote and have your name like Monica Dubé.
It's
That's
all improv. I
all
will.
improv. Yeah,
I'll do that.
that's true. And when
Great
people
idea.
start to believe in themselves,
Hmm.
then they're more comfortable with creating,
Yeah.
living their improv life when they have
You know,
confidence in themselves.
That's freedom to me. Freedom is the ability to just express myself and not worry about what other people think too much and just allow myself to be myself. And that's why I'm on Clubhouse every day and, leading people, helping them have breakthroughs. And I'm doing these videos every single day now too on LinkedIn. So I love it.
Awesome. That is awesome.
Well, we got to
Yeah, well, I
connect offline a bit sometime. We'll have a glass
absolutely.
of wine together or something.
Yes, that would be awesome. Awesome. Yeah, and I'm
Thanks for
excited
that.
for them. of the world to know about you and what you do and the impact that you're
Thank
making.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks. Yeah.
awesome.
Well, I wrote this book last year and it became a bestseller and it just like catapulted me into positioning myself, which, because I know I'm a leader, but you don't know it till you start doing it and saying it and feeling it and getting into
Having
it.
followers.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, we all need to support each other as we go. So I'll be happy
Yeah,
to talk to you further. So
awesome.
thanks again, Shaun. Is a delight
Thank
to talk
you.
to you today. And so,
Absolutely. And where can we get a copy of your book?
oh, I gave out, it's on Amazon. Heal Your Mind,
Okay.
Heal Your Life. That's the name of it.
Love it. I
And
will be getting
just look up
that
my
today.
name on Amazon. It's the only full featured
Uh-huh.
book that I've done. I've been a collaborator in lots of other bestsellers, but this one
Wow.
was mine. And it just, it really is
Awesome.
my story. It also helps a lot of people have shifts in their consciousness, release
Yes.
fear. I teach you how to release fear. Teach you how to release stories about guilt and suffering. And then I talk a lot about my clients and the case studies of people I've helped. Yeah. And
Awesome.
there's questions in the back of every chapter. So everybody gets to like do some deep
Um,
inner work. Yeah.
awesome. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
You bet.
Okay, well, I'm going to be getting a copy today.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you so much, Shaun. And we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay.
Thanks
Take
again.
care. Bye bye.